And here we are again, heartbreaking talks listeners. Let's start, don't want to wait any second. So. Tomorrow, I'm breaking off my engagement. Story plus updates. Last week, I found out that my fiancé, 24F, cheated with her boss. I'm not sure of his age, but he's in his mid-40s. I also know he's married and has 3 kids. This happened last November on a work trip while out of town, and they hooked up 3 times. How do I know? Well, her boss's wife messaged me on Facebook and told me. She's also provided me with screenshots of texts, emails, and graphic discussions about how they cheated on us and how they got over on us and joked about it. But then she'll tell him in the same text that she loves me, so this can never come out. The boss's wife, who seems very sweet when I met her at company functions before, is understandably enraged and heartbroken and is having him served with divorce papers tomorrow. She's also going to drop a friendly email to their HR department. So, I'm sitting here on my phone typing this while my fiancé is across from me on the sofa on a computer, planning a honeymoon trip for a wedding she has no idea is never going to happen. She's completely oblivious to the fact that her life is going to fall apart tomorrow. I don't feel any sympathy at all since mine fell apart last week, and every time I read those texts and emails, I feel like someone is taking a knife to my heart. 3 years down the drain, though I'm just thankful I found out before we got married. I guess there's that to be thankful for. She has no idea, but I took a vacation day tomorrow, and after she leaves for work, I'm going to go around my place and collect all her stuff, box it up, and have it sitting by the door. Then, I have to figure out if I can get any of the money I've already laid out for the wedding back. It was supposed to happen in October, but yeah, that's not happening. And when she comes home, I'm going to throw her out of my apartment and out of my life. I've debated posting all those screenshots on her Facebook page. Oh, it reminds me of some sad stories I read on another channel. Check out this video about how people realize their partners cheated on them. Anyway, let's continue. But my sister talked me out of it. I also debated calling her parents. I feel bad for them as they are such great people, and I'm going to miss her family. They've accepted me as one of their own, and I don't know what they're going to say, but I've decided that she can explain herself to them. I don't want to hear her excuses or her lies at this point. I just want her out of my life so I can figure out what the heck I'm going to do with the rest of my life. Now for the top advice before reading the updates. I'm invested now. Let us know how tomorrow goes. I'm sorry this happened to you. Yes, we want to hear an update, but please tell the boss's wife not to call HR until after the divorce is final. If he loses his job, he could try to go after her for alimony, and she does not want that. Now, it honestly said a quick text to her family letting them know why you are calling off the engagement. This way, she can't turn it around on you and try to make you out to be the bad guy. Best of luck, Op. Keep us posted. Op needs to hear this advice. It is golden. If they reach out, tell the parents. If they ask for proof, deliver it. Mainly so she doesn't spin it into a whole web of lies of saying it was a misunderstanding. Yes, I'm petty, but if the truth doesn't come out, she might make you seem to be the a-hole of an ex-fiancé who broke up due to a misunderstanding. I am thinking I'm going to have to show her parents what I have because when she shows up at their house and tells them I broke up with her, they're going to be shocked. I would call them after you get her to leave and let them know what happened. Do you have the proof? If they are interested by the time she gets to their house and calls them, they'll already know the story. Also be careful when having her leave your apartment. When people feel backed into a corner, they do some crazy things. If you can have someone there with you who can serve as a witness in the event things take a turn for the worst, ultimately protect your peace, King. Now for the first update. Wow, I cannot believe the response this post has gotten. I can safely say the bomb has dropped. Around 8 or so, my phone started going nuts with calls from her, with voicemails after each call. I knew right away what was going on, so I immediately called my sister to tell her that it was happening. She told me to stay strong, and if I wanted her to, she would come to my place and sit with me. So she's doing that. Then I had a very difficult phone conversation with my ex's mother. Jesus, I can't believe I have an ex now. Difficult because this woman has done nothing to deserve the pain I could hear in her voice. Her whole family has been nothing but accepting to me since day one. I calmly explained the situation to her mother and told her that I can't find it in myself to forgive this and that I'm going to be asking her to move out. Although she was very upset, her mother seemed to understand why I feel this way. She offered to come to my place, which helped my ex gather things. I think this is a pretty good idea. Then, I texted a few of my closest friends about the situation. I have been getting bombarded with texts from them since, but I have said that as soon as I can, I will talk to them. Right now, I am completely overwhelmed. I listened to one voicemail from my ex, and it was what I expected. Crying and asking me to call her because we really need to talk. I called her back and she didn't answer, so I started texting her. When she called me immediately, she told me how sorry she was. Why did I call her mom? Why did I involve other people? So I lost it. I asked her how she thinks I feel having to go get tested for STDs because my fiancé cheated on me. Do you know how embarrassing that is? So at least she didn't deny what she did. I told her she needs to come this afternoon and get her stuff out of my place and that we are finished. She said we'll talk more later, but I cut her off and said there's not a whole lot to talk about, is there? I also asked her how she and this guy could talk crap about me and his wife. Like they made fun of her for gaining weight after having 3 kids. This poor woman didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve this. I also said something to her about not trying to say she felt pressured because the guy's her boss. Her texts show clearly that she was a more than willing participant in all this. I guess she's got to meet with HR at work today, and the whole place is gossiping about the two of them. I can't feel sorry for either of them at this point. I'm already emotionally drained. It is not even 10 a.m. where I'm at. So once she's done with her HR meeting, I guess she's going to come here and get her stuff. I'm hoping it goes without much drama. My sister should be here and I hope her mom comes with her. My landlord also says she'll be around and she's also going to have my locks changed. Hopefully, either this afternoon or tomorrow. I know this is like a long babbling post, but I was trying to remember a lot of things I said and my mind is racing right now. Sorry this is happening to you, but you are dealing with this trauma like a boss. There's a long road ahead of you, but you've got this. Dude, go now, contact and focus on you. Probably not the best idea to say he's dealing with it like a boss. As someone who went through breaking off an engagement like Opie, it hurt at first, but in the long run, it was worth it. Why did I involve other people? Not sure why, but it still stuns me that someone can cheat, utterly betraying their partner, and then essentially ask why did you keep my complete betrayal of you a secret? You know, after we hung up, it dawned on me that she involved someone else in our relationship, not me. I wish I had thought of that while still speaking to her. I am so sorry you're experiencing this, but you hit the nail on the head. If she brings it up again, smack her with a fact. Best of luck to you always. Man, I wish like hell you were my local friend. I'd come by for support and make sure cooler heads have prevailed with all of this. You seem like you're staying strong through this and you've handled everything to perfection up to this point. Stay strong, get your emotions out when she's gone. You will need to get your emotions out or else it'll drive you insane. Don't internalize them, feel them either alone or with those you feel comfortable with, like your sister or friends. Just don't give DX any satisfaction, she deserves none. Once they're out, work on being a better you. Hit the gym, read up on something that'll advance your career or just make you a better person. Spend time with her friends, whatever your thing is, do it. Pamper yourself. In the coming days and weeks, you'll need it to start healing. All the best to you, bro. Second update. Well, she's gone. She did show up with her mom and her best friend in tow, and my sister was there. No screaming, no yelling. She asked if I could just speak to her alone, and I told her that wouldn't be a good idea. Has that everything she needed to say? She said it in her text messages with her boyfriend. Of course, the tears started, and her mom said that they'd make this as quick as possible. So her and her friend went and got some of her stuff, enough for a day or two. While she was gone, her mom apologized to me and said she didn't raise her daughter this way. And she asked if the guy is really married, but I said yeah, he's married. Her mom seems pretty shattered by this whole thing. So as they got ready to leave, I asked, what about my ring since it doesn't seem to mean all that much to you? Her friend opened her mouth like she was going to say something and I shot her a look and she immediately shut her mouth. I wouldn't take any bet in Vegas that her friend didn't know what she did this whole time. She covered her hand like she wasn't going to give me the ring and her mom said, give him the goddamn ring. So she handed her mom the ring and her mom gave it to me and again told me how sorry she is. I just dropped it on my coffee table. I don't even want to look at it. I guess she's going to come back for the rest the first half tomorrow with her dad. My sister said she'd like to pull the little girl's hair out of her head. Her words, not mine. But right now, I'm so beaten down by all this. I just want to lay down and sleep. She has some nerve to try to keep the ring. That makes it real. She could pretend that it was just a bump in the road as long as she had a ring, because if he really wanted to break up, he'd take it back. And he really wanted to break up, so he took it back. The number of people who cheat and are then shocked when their significant other breaks up with them is always surprising to me. My ex-wife got upset when I called her garbage after I found out she cheated on me. Some people seem to have no shame. As someone who went through breaking off an engagement from a cheating partner just 2 weeks before the wedding, it hurt like hell at first, but in the long run, it was well worth it. Honestly, I would sleep with the boss's wife. My brother said the same thing. Do you know how things are going at the boss's house? I have no idea, but I'm sure it's not fun there right now. I feel bad for the kids, though. In my last story, I took revenge on a cheating ex. I went overboard, and this is an update. Recently, I found out that my ex had a flirtatious relationship at work with one of her managers at a restaurant where she works. This involved dirty talking while on shift, compliments, photo sharing, and plans to hang out. I found out and told her not to text the other guy again and blocked him. Well, something told me to check her phone again, and it didn't take long for her to respond back to his texts on iMessage, thus continuing the contact of cheating on me. What's worse is how she described getting caught by me as hilarious, funny, and that she'll reach out to this guy when we're done. She made me sound like a doormat, a joke, an option, as if everything we had was a plaything for her to play with. Feeling emasculated, embarrassed, and surprised she could ever talk about me like this to another man, I posted her incriminating screenshots to her social media feeds, Instagram and Snapchat stories, since I had access to the accounts, and sent those screenshots to the guy she was cheating on me with, her boss at work, since she was doing it with another manager at the restaurant. I also sent them to her mother as she was texting this guy the whole week I was helping her mother move to her new home. The guy responded immediately, and her boss and mother have yet to respond. She later called me back to apologize about the ordeal, but the damage was already done. I told her about what I did, and to screw her, I think I went overboard as this is something I'd never done, take revenge on someone by screwing them over. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Well, you didn't release the pictures, so you're in the clear with that one. I've heard of a saying once that goes something like, if something can be destroyed by the truth, it wasn't meant to be. If she didn't do anything wrong, and you went overboard, she wouldn't be ashamed. Yep, I think this falls in the don't do anything you wouldn't want printed in a newspaper category. While we're taking Radma's advice, don't get tattooed anywhere a judge can see and spend extra money on the things that go between you and the ground, such as shoes, tires, and your mattress. This is PG compared to the others I've read. Also, I can be petty, and I hate cheaters, so in my opinion, you went easy on her. I hope she loses the job, and if any of those guys are married or have a girlfriend, they get caught also. Better yet, if they do, send a screenshot to them also. My ex was a waitress at an exclusive members-only restaurant in downtown San Diego. Everyone was sleeping with everyone else. I think it's pretty common in the restaurant industry. Her coworker told me she was sleeping with one of the servers. I confronted her, but she didn't bother with denials or even downplaying it. She said that after work, they all would go downstairs to another bar, unwind, get tipsy, and things just happened. That was 5 years of wasted time. It really did a number on my self-esteem for a minute. Fortunately, I met the love of my life 2 months later, and now we've been married for 25 years with no cheating. There is life and love after this. Be encouraged. I helped her mother move to her new house, and all the while she was texting this guy. I wouldn't call this overboard, but it was a lot, and many people just say screw it and move on without taking this sort of action. It's all understandable given your outrage at being played, and she deserves whatever comes her way. Now for the updates. I've seen that her boss has looked at the message I sent her. If my ex was cheating at work, on the job, with another restaurant manager, the boss hasn't replied yet, but she definitely knows now. Time will tell if she'll continue to be working there. Update 2. Apparently, she still has her job at the restaurant and she's doing damage control from the social media posts. Update 3. She replied back to me, letting me know the developments about what I posted. She learned before, and only a person like me would care to see that happen. The conversation turned into a really ugly name-calling match. The damage has already been done and being spiteful, and I'm done talking with her. I'm going to desperately seek therapy and work on myself for the better. I didn't expect this to blow up, but I appreciate the advice all around. She never wanted me or deserved me at all. Update 4. I contacted the owner and showed him pictures of what happened. He legally said he can't get involved for situations that happened outside the restaurant when the screenshots clearly show her and the manager flirting during the workday. I don't think he really wants to get involved. We live in an at-will employment state, meaning the employer can fire you for any reason other than an illegal one. So, as uncomfortable as it is for her, the owner, the GM, the manager she cheated with, unfortunately, she'll keep her job, but boy, it will be uncomfortable working there. Final update. The guy she cheated on me with is a single father co-parenting with another woman. I found out who the woman was and showed her all the screenshots. Unfortunately, she saw them texting each other well over a year ago and that she told him to not text her anymore because she doesn't want him hanging out with anyone that doesn't like the mother of their son. My ex-girlfriend knew her and was extremely rude and snobbish with her. They are not together anymore, so she didn't know the exact length of their relationship. However, she knew they texted each other a lot. To no surprise, their relationship also ended because he was also cheating on her at the same restaurant with another woman that worked there while their son was extremely young. For all the talk about how my ex-girlfriend didn't want to be a single mother and how she despised her father for cheating on her mother while she was pregnant, she sure loved playing the role as the other woman. Thank you for watching. By the way, I'd like to invite you to my new channel with really juicy stories. I'm confident you'll subscribe to my new channel as you're the most supportive audience on YouTube. See you soon and cheers.